Yeah.
And we are live. What is up, guys? It's Ryan from Beginners Tech here, and back with another episode of Tech Talk and BS. And this week, our special guest is my brother from the UK, SuperSaf. What is happening, bro?
Hi, buddy.
Oh,
It's all good. It's all good here.
thanks for joining us, man. And
Thanks for
as
having
always,
me.
we have my brother Kevin, the Tech Ninja. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Wimbledon week to you guys over there in the UK. I know Wimbledon's a big deal to your Brits, so happy Wimbledon.
Not for me, man. I hate tennis.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually don't watch any of it, even myself.
That's
Hey,
the fine queen. That's the
Hey,
fine queen.
Man, don't even get me started on a queen.
Hey, no, off with your head. All right, guys. So as always, with our special guests, we give them like 30 seconds to tell people who they are, why you should subscribe to them, and anything they want to talk about. So the floor is yours, sir.
Okay, my name's Saf, better known as SuperSaf online, and I have a technology channel on the UK, which is SuperSaf TV, and it's the largest technology channel in the UK, with around about 166,000 subscribers right now. I review tech, mainly smartphones, and mainly looking at the cameras and things. And yeah, you should go ahead and check it out.
Definitely. And he's also probably got the best beard on the YouTube scene at the minute.
That's a side note, yeah. I've only done one beard tutorial video. That's it. It's not a makeup or fashion channel as yet.
Mate,
How to?
pretty good sponsorship available for those kind of channels, man. So you could probably branch out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, if there's anyone watching, then let me know.
Okay, guys. So as always, this is an interactive show, and we love to get your questions in. So if you have any questions, you can ask on the YouTube video, you can ask on the Google Plus page, or you can tweet with the hashtag TTBS, and we will get your questions in. So,
Yes.
just to start off, Saf, what have you got planned? What's your upcoming videos or anything like that you have on the cards? Anything exciting?
You know, right now it's a little bit quiet, to be honest, because mainly it is a bit of a quiet period in tech right now. We're going to be getting the iPhone coming soon, so that's when things will pick up a little bit. But right now I'm just doing a few sort of general videos and things just to keep the content going. But nothing special or nothing crazy right now that's going to be coming up for now anyway. But I think from next month it will start picking up.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. So what the hot question right now is the hot question. Funny. What do you think about the OnePlus 2 specifically using the Snapdragon chip? See what I did there?
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. I mean, they've said, what is it, version 2.1 now? So,
Yeah.
But I mean, how many versions does it take to sort out a processor? So, I think I'm just waiting to see. Really, the main thing about the OnePlus 2 is I want to get hold of one, but I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get it because it should be in 2 weeks. It's going to be announced.
Yeah.
But by the time, especially being in the UK, by the time you actually get an invite and get hold of a unit, I'm not sure when that's going to happen. With the OnePlus One, I actually had to get it over from China. So I got a version from China which came with the color OS, and then I had to flash it. The first time I actually flashed the phone and get CyanogenMod onto there. So it's just that's the one thing that's like I'm really excited to check it out. But it's just that I don't know when I'm going to be able to get it and be able to bring a review, which is the annoying part.
Yeah, the invite system is treacherous to say the least. I mean, everybody's just scrambles for them invites.
Yeah.
I think the last time we even seen invites for sale on eBay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. A lot of people doing giveaways of invites. So you think give away the phone? No, it's an invite to buy the phone. It's like what's going on?
Well, it's like gold dust, man.
I'm guilty of the giveaway. I'm guilty of the giveaway invite. I had like 600 entries though, so I mean, people really wanted one. It's the weirdest thing. Like my expectations for the OnePlus 2 are like this high, but being realistic, I'm worried because as you said about the chip, how many tries does it take to get the chip right? And they're using the same chip that's in the Sony Xperia Z3 Plus right now. and that phone is overheating like crazy. I mean, it's overheating and it's shutting down components. I mean, like on a hot day, if you launch the camera and you're recording video, it'll shut the camera down, saying that the phone's thermal temperature is too hot. Now, what they're doing with the chip, they're changing it a bit, and they're underclocking it to 1.8. So I'm wondering, like, how much effect on performance you're going to see, especially when multitasking or playing any type of major games where the system really gets tackled. So, you know, I don't know why they didn't do the 808, because 808's in the LG G4, which I think is
obviously money
performing phone. But I mean, it's a cheaper component. The 808 should be cheaper than the 810 version 2.
But did they get a deal? I mean, they could have got a deal because a lot of people are probably staying well clear of it. Maybe they got a nice deal for buying in bulk and stuff.
That's a good point. Possibly.
You never know.
Yeah. I mean, because the leaked S6 Edge Plus, Jesus, so many words. That's supposedly using the 808 as well, though. Like, according to the leaks, it's not using the 10. So, I don't know. That's super interesting to see. And I've never seen before where, like, phone companies are not using the latest and greatest chip. They're actually using an older version of it. I mean, that's a huge black eye for Qualcomm, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, for sure. But it does have its problems. I just hope. I mean, I'm really excited for the OnePlus 2. So I really hope that it lives up to expectations.
I wonder what the price is going to be. What's it? They say it's going to be below $450.
Yeah, below $450.
So
But then again, man, like another $50 and you've got a flagship. So it's hardly lives up to the flagship killer name now. If it's on the $450 mark. Cause
no, we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Big time. So we'll have loads of questions and like I've screenshotted like God knows how many questions, man. It's pretty intense this week, so there's going to be a lot of questions for you. Right.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
So I like this. This is quite interesting. I've seen this question asked before to many other people, and it's from Halil Doggin. And they say, would you use an iPhone with Android as the OS?
Did you see that? That's a question that I asked MKBHD in his most recent.
Right.
Yeah.
So now that question is for you.
Yeah. So they've kind of they've put it back to me. That's a difficult question. I don't know why I asked it. It depends. Maybe the most latest iPhone, so the next iPhone that's out, the iPhone 6s. On the iPhone 6 right now, as Marquez said as well, everything's sort of outdated on it. There's a better camera out now with, say, the Samsung Galaxy S6. There's better builds out there as well. I freaking hate those antenna bands. So, you know, I don't know about you guys, but right now, at this point, if it was, say, the iPhone 6 that had Android in it, I'd like to test it out, but I'm not sure I'll use it as my daily driver because of a few of those reasons. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like iOS. I always carry an iPhone as well as my Android device. I like how iOS is, although I have jailbroken it, so I like my themes and tweaks and stuff. But I definitely think Android should stay Android. iOS stay iOS. That would be kind of weird.
See, I'm from I like integration a little bit, you know. So I would take a 6 Plus running Android any day. I don't know, man. The 6 Plus has really great battery life. Even the resolution isn't super high, but the screen looks good, and the buttons feel real like clicky and real strong. They don't have that mushy feeling that you get sometimes. So it takes a lot out of me to say this, but I don't know. I will take 6 Plus running Android any single day over any other Android phone right now.
Yeah, the build quality is beautiful.
See, with the 6 Plus though, would the battery life be as good if it was running Android?
Oh, that's true, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No, obviously no. Definitely not. iOS runs really, really light. It runs really thin. And I mean, there's a reason behind their madness. There's a reason it doesn't really truly multitask. It really helps with battery life and everyday experience for everyday people. That's why I think Apple has a great idea. They're all about experience, like the way you use the phone, how it interacts with you. And they make it for the common man, not for you and I or people watching the show, but they make it for like people like our parents, you know, people who really don't care. They just want a phone that can send texts and look at cat videos all day. So, you know,
cat videos.
It'd be interesting. I'd like to have the option though. That's the thing. I mean, whether or not I use it or not, the option there would be nice just to have that. So, for example, if somebody did want to use it, then at least they can. And I like that openness. That's one thing with Android that I like, that openness.
Yeah, for sure. So this question is a question for all of us, and it comes from @officialmika. How often do you use tablets? I use the iPad Mini 2 at home and university, just because it gives me more space and I can type faster and the battery's better, etc. So how often do you guys use tablets? We'll start with you, Saf.
Yeah, Mika's a regular viewer, by the way, so shout out to Mika. Personally, I very rarely use a tablet now. I used to use it quite a bit, but then since smartphones now are getting larger, you got larger screen. I don't use a tablet much at all. I mean, I'm on the computer a lot myself. So, you know, I understand for those people who are not on a PC or a laptop, I see the use for it. But personally speaking, I don't use it as much anymore. So, you know, occasionally, maybe once a week, but not that much. What about you guys?
Kevin?
Oh, yeah, I'm in the same boat as Saf. I used to use my Nexus 7 every single day, but as I started getting phones that are bigger and bigger, I just don't have the need for it. I mean, if I need to do any type of typing or any type of writing or anything a little bit more than watching the video, I'm right next to my laptop almost 99% of the day. So I have an iPad too iPad Air or whatever. I can't keep up. I have an iPad Air that I use, like I'll use that for gaming, or if I want to watch an actual movie or something like that, or if I'm going to go a little bit more. But beyond that, my iPad stays in my laptop bag, and if I need it, I'll pull it out.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I've got the iPad Mini and the Nexus 7, and the iPad Mini pretty much sits in a drawer, and the Nexus 7 gets used as an external monitor for my camera. So other than that, I mean, tablets are pretty much dying a slow death at the minute.
I mean, if you saw the iPad Air 2 and the iPad Mini 3, they were all in stock. Like on the release day, I think that was probably one of the only Apple products that went out of stock on the day of the release. You could actually go in and buy one straight away. There was no queues and nothing. And I think that just goes to show how much of a drop it has had.
Is that maybe why Apple's maybe going to release the iPad Pro? Maybe the extra large version, try and tempt people that way?
See, again, I don't see much of use for it, because if you were going to go that large, then why not just go for, you know, a laptop? It's just, I don't know. That's me personally. I still know a few people who do use it, because a lot of the old iPhone users, so the iPhone 5S, because it's a smaller screen, and a lot of people do prefer that smaller screen. They have the iPad for, you know, their media, like to want to watch videos, because of the battery life and all the things. But as soon as you see people who have gone over to the larger screens, iPhone 6 Plus, then it sort of eliminates the need for it.
Yeah, you're right, definitely. Like tablets are a dying breed. It was weird because it went to like everyone needed a tablet to when now everyone has a tablet, and we're not upgrading. There hasn't been a killer feature to say I must upgrade right now. You know, with phones they sort of have a shelf life, but with tablets, especially the Nexus 7 or the iPad, is like they're just as good as they were the first day. Like, what more do you need? And Apple put extended camera features into the newer iPads, and you know, like pro level editing software for photos. But like that's such a niche market for people taking photos with their iPad. And honestly, if you're taking a picture with your iPad, odds are you're not going to be editing the picture anyways. You really don't care. You're putting it on Instagram. You're putting it on Facebook. You're not going to be editing the photos anyways. So,
plus, when you see people like this, with an iPad, come on, it's just like, nah.
I was out picking some shopping up tonight, and there was the cruise ship going by, and there was like this old couple, and they both were out with their iPads, like, whoa! I was like, oh my god, man. But whatever, man, if it works for old people, that's cool, I suppose.
Yeah, if whoever it works for, but for me personally, I think tablets are dying down. And I think that, as you were saying, the lifespan for a tablet is a lot longer as well. I still see people rocking the first iPad, and they're absolutely happy with it because they only use very, very limited applications on there. So, you know what I mean? It's just your lifespan rather than a smartphone where you do need to update quite regularly.
Yeah, I think my dad still uses the second generation iPad, and he swears by it. And to be honest with you, like if I go up to the house and have a little shot of it, I mean, it handles pretty much everything anyway. It's obviously a little bit bulkier and not as nice, but I mean, it does the job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a question just came in, and I think this could be go for all of us, or maybe just Saf. JCVP11 tweeted us with the hashtag TTBS, and the question is, care to suggest a few tips for my YouTube channel based on technology as well?
Oh dear.
Difficult question. I think it's because right now there is so many technology YouTube channels out there right now. So I think the key advice I'd give is try to differentiate yourself, do something different, try something new. Don't be afraid to try something new. And that's, I think, generally, if you're thinking of doing tech, then I would say, yeah, try doing something like that, because there is so many. I mean, all three of us do tech reviews here that you're seeing. So yeah, you want to differentiate yourself. You want to try to do something different.
Yeah, I would agree, man. Don't go out and shoot devices in trees and stuff like that.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Pretty much to mirror what the guy said. Be different. Be a person. I think it's important to be a person. Don't just be a robot reviewing something. Put emotion, put feeling, explain how you feel when using it. Really try to connect with the audience. I think that's most important. You don't want just to have subs for number's sakes, but you want to have a large fan base, because if you have 300,000 subs, you get 1,000 views, versus having 2,000 subs and get 2,000 views. It's better to have more views than it does to have subs. So don't just do things for the sake of doing it. Have a purpose behind it and connect with your people. I think that's another way to grow, and good tips as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Connecting with the people who watch your videos is absolutely vital.
One of the things, can I add?
Yeah.
This is something that I followed myself. Any of you guys watch Freddie W?
Nope.
Alright, he's really cool. Does motion graphics, like sort of little shorts, action shorts, with lots of VFX and stuff, right? And one of the things that he said was, don't try to make people watch your videos. Make videos that people want to watch, right?
True.
And that is what I've kind of stuck to. So whenever I was making a video, it's like, am I just going to be like, hey, check out my video, or am I going to be watching something that people actually want to come over and see? And I think that's what kind of differentiates, and makes you stand out.
That's wise words. I think, like, from my point of view lately, I've just started trying to make content that I enjoy making, because there's no point in starting a YouTube channel and just maybe trying to copy other people's content and not enjoy what you're doing. So probably what everybody else says, just try and enjoy yourself, pretty much. Yeah. Don't get too caught up in it.
Yeah, I mean, you are going to be your own target audience at the end of the day. If you're into tech, then you are going to be your own target audience. So what you want to do is, create content that you yourself would like to watch. So yeah.
Yeah, there's so many YouTubers out there that I watch, and I pretty much forget who they are after watching a video, because they didn't do anything that popped out like, wow, look who this guy is. And there's so many just generics like, hey guys, today I'm going to review the Android toy. All right, let's go. Pan, 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 tilt, pan, and that's it. Like, they didn't put no emotion into it, no feeling into it. It's just kind of like, eh. So I think it's really important to just try to stand out and be a human, because people like humans.
And that's so true, because like me and Kevin talk almost every day. Sometimes we'll maybe go like, have you checked this channel out, or have you checked that channel out, and I mean, they could have like maybe 50,000 plus subs, and neither of us would have heard of the channel the other was suggesting. Like, oh my God, where did this guy come from? So it's definitely important to try and stand out, right? So I guess we'll move on from there. We've got a question from Amir Tufaha. I hope I said that right. Amir Tufaha, sounds about right. If you had to choose between a better screen or a better camera experience on a phone, what would you choose?
Camera, hands down.
Yeah.
Camera. I mean, I take so many pictures on my smartphone, so much so that I've stopped taking my DSLR out as much as I used to. And for me, it is all about the camera. I mean, it's really nice having a 2.5K display, and it's really crisp and sharp. But I could still do the 1080p display. I wouldn't complain. Like as with the iPhones as well. Even the iPhone 6, even though that's just around 720, it's still a decent screen. It's all about the camera, I think, for me personally, anyway.
Nice. I would probably echo that as well. But if I had to dismiss both of them, I would rather have a better battery.
That wasn't the question.
I know, but I would definitely choose a better camera and just stick with a 1080p screen, or even below 1080p if it was as good as the iPhone screen. What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely give me a better camera. I didn't know I needed a camera until I actually got the S6, and I was like, wow, I'm taking more pictures of stuff than I ever took before. Yeah. It's kind of enjoyable to know that you can be confident and get a really good shot when you go somewhere. As Saf was saying, I mean, I do go out now, and I just feel confident. Like, you know what? I don't have to bring my GH4. I can come out here and use my S6 and take some really, really nice photos. And that's kind of good. It's good to see that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Okay, so we've got another question, and this is from a friend of the show, one of mine and Kevin's good friends, Ash Taylor at Trembling Water. He asks, what are your future plans? Do you plan to stay on YouTube, Saf, or do you plan to branch out elsewhere? I know the future's a long way away, but...
For now, because the thing is, I don't do YouTube full time. I've got a full-time job as well, so I kind of balance. And the balance is sort of working all right for me right now. So, I do YouTube videos when I can, and then I'm working on the other times. Now, the one thing is, like I always used to think I'll do YouTube full time. In the tech world, I don't know about you guys, but I find doing tech reviews is quite lonely, because it's just kind of you, your device, and your camera sort of a thing, right? And you do interact with people online, but when you're actually doing the work, the bulk work of it, it's just you and the products. So I find that's one of the reasons why I've not gone onto YouTube full time. Because I do enjoy that element of my full-time job. So yeah, what about you guys?
Yeah, obviously I work full-time. YouTube's pretty much just a hobby for me. Really, I don't know. I really don't. I can't even answer that question, because really, I don't really look to the future, if I'm honest.
Would you do it full-time? Would you do YouTube full-time?
No, I really, honestly, probably not. I don't even think that. For me, it's really, how to focus. For me, it's really an enjoyment thing. I enjoy working, and I enjoy using YouTube as a release, just like anybody who enjoys going out and playing football or soccer or whatever. This is my fun time, man. Like, I enjoy meeting people and making relationships, shooting videos, and I love the feedback and comments and interactions. I definitely don't think I would turn it into a full-time job, but give me the money that MKBHD or Lou's making, then it could be a different story. But it's definitely not. It's not even a thought for me, man. What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, man. So I kind of want to back up a little bit something that Saf said. Saf has 160,000 subscribers, and he has a full-time job too. So a lot of young YouTubers, they need to really think about something for a second, that it takes hundreds and hundreds, and if not millions of subscribers to go full time with YouTube and make substantial money. So like, a lot of people are shocked when I say I have a full-time job, because I do a Periscope session. I'm like, oh, I'm at work. They say, oh, what video are you working on? And I'm like, no, dude, my real job. Like, YouTube is an avenue that I use to connect with more people, and quite frankly, make videos and get cool tech items and stuff. Like, you gotta realize that YouTube, like being as big as these guys on YouTube, is like making an NBA. Everyone's trying to do it, and only a couple people can actually do it. So I think that's really important to take away from this conversation, first of all. And second of all, geez, I'm coming down with something. Saf, you got me sick, man. I don't know what's going on.
I'm passing it over, man.
Saf's in
us all the way in.
We can connect and get sick with each other, so hang on. Okay, so, where you go? Where you going, Saf?
Yeah, no, I thought while you're doing that, let me just open the curtains a little bit. It was a bit too bright before, so yeah, sorry about that, sorry, mate.
You ran. No, so like, YouTube doesn't provide 401k, which is kind of like an advanced savings account. I'm not sure if you guys have them over there, but they don't offer the 401k. They don't offer health insurance, life insurance. So, like, if I'm not making millions of bucks, it's not worth it to me because if something happens to me or I can't work or, God forbids, whatever, my family's not taken care of. So that's why YouTube will always be a side hustle, even if I am as big as any YouTuber out there. I need to have a substantial benefits and health insurance and all the other stuff that comes with getting a cushy 9-to-5 job. So
yeah, man. Because one bad month, I mean, you know what I mean? If you don't budget well, you could have one bad month.
The other thing is once it becomes a full-time job, then are you really going to be enjoying it? Because then you're not going to be making videos because you enjoy making videos. You'll be partly making it for the money, and that's, I think, will actually take away from the enjoyment of actually doing these videos, which we all do.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I mean, no disrespect to any larger channels, but I think sometimes when videos are getting produced, you can really tell when something's been done just for the sake of a payment, if you will. No disrespect intended to anybody, but I think that really echoes, and I think that's why a lot of people are pick and choose who they watch very wisely. Because I mean, a lot of people use YouTube as a source of information. So, like, obviously, if I'm looking for well, obviously I don't, but if somebody was looking for a device, they would go to YouTube and hope that they would get some unbiased, truthful information. And I think when you're getting paid, sometimes it could be difficult to do that because the company's not going to give you money if you're just going to shoot the product down. So let's be truthful about that, I suppose.
Yeah, kind of shift the conversation here a bit. I'm gonna say one last thing. I'm gonna let you finish, but let me tell you what I'm about to say, basically. But so, like, that's why I really focus on like young YouTubers and smaller channels because I think they have the most unbiased opinions sometimes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's a product that they bought and they really stand by it and stuff. So like that's why I really focus on, like, and I watch a lot of young YouTubers. I watch them because it seems like, you know, they're a lot hungrier and like they're truly doing it for the love. I'm not saying anyone else isn't, but I think it's definitely different. And, you know, they don't have the best camera gear a lot of the times, and I think it's more raw and more real in my opinion. Sort of shift the conversation a little bit, Saf. What are your thoughts? And this is coming in from Kathrik Narayan. I butchered your name. I do apologize. But what are your thoughts on future Xperia devices?
I mean, the thing is with this time around, I mean, we had the incremental sort of updates every 6 months, right? And I was really confused because did you guys hear about the Xperia Z4, which was it only in Japan? Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay, we've got the Xperia Z4, but it's only in Japan. And then we get the Xperia Z3 Plus here, and you know, it's only an incremental update and stuff. The thing is, what I think they need to stop doing, like Sony, HTC, they need to stop doing incremental updates because that only works for Apple, in my opinion, anyway. Because Apple has such a big following that they can get away with just doing incremental updates and people will still buy it. Whereas on the Android side, there's so much competition, and like you've got Samsung this year who have come up with, you know, they've started bottom up, completely different design, and they've done a really good job with the S6 and the S6 Edge. And then you've got the Xperia Z3 Plus, which I didn't actually bring in for a review because of that confusion initially. Like, okay, and plus there's the Xperia Z3 Plus S or something else. V, is it V, which is just Verizon only? Have you guys heard of that one?
Yeah.
So what's up with that? I mean, I think they need to just stick to one device and have that across the board. And then, you know, but I think hopefully if they do that, then they will have some interesting devices coming up.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Sony devices, if I'm truthful. It's never been a device that I would go to. But I actually have I got sent the Z3 Plus the other day, just because I had been getting asked from a lot of my fan base, my viewers, sorry, if I would maybe review a Sony device. So I'm pretty impressed by it so far. But obviously I've never used one before, so it's not too terrible. I think that runs the 808 as well, actually.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Sony phones. Too bad that ever since I've used one, I feel like I've used them all now because they don't really change too much about them. I think their OS is a skin, but it's not overbearing at all. It really feels like stock Android. That's what I like about it. And also, it's a no compromise type of phone. I mean, it's waterproof, water resistant, which is really good. And I'm big on water resistant because I've had a phone due to water damage. I've had like it rain outside and I was on the phone and my phone became water damaged. So water resistance is huge to me. And also, it's just a sense of security knowing that like, hey, I can go to the hot tub and chill next to it and have my phone up here and not have to worry about it getting splashed on or anything like that. So I like Sony's design, but too bad they don't change up enough. They release too many doggone phones. They don't advertise it correctly. I mean, I see them going the way of HTC, unfortunately, really soon if they don't figure out something.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. So we'll move on from there, obviously. Sony.
I have a question over here. It's from Zane Siddiqui. Zanido is his hashtag. And his question is, should I go for the G4 now or wait to see what the OnePlus 2 brings, even if it's a while before we can get our hands on it? So, Saf, as our guest, you can have the first crack at it.
I love the G4. I would say, I think the price isn't too bad either. So I would say go for the G4 because the OnePlus, I mean, you're going to be waiting a long time, right? Because it is going to be on the invite system from what I've read online. So, you could be waiting a long time. And I know he said that, fair enough, he doesn't mind waiting a little bit, but, it could be a very long time. So I would say the G4 is a great device. I'd say it's one of the best Android, just best devices of 2015 so far. Camera is one of the best as well. And I would say, go for the G4, personally.
Yeah, I would agree. G4. I would say definitely, because if you don't strike it lucky and get an invite, it could be some long-ass waiting times. And I echo what Saf says about the G4, but it also has the great battery life and a removable battery. So, yeah, G4. What do you think, Kevin?
I think you can always wait for something. I don't believe in the whole notion of waiting for something because you can wait for this phone, or you can wait for that phone. I mean, and it's hard to say wait for something that's not out yet. So I would say go with the G4 if that's what you really want. I don't particularly like this phone versus this phone questions. They're like the most impossible question to answer because you don't know a person's true needs. And a lot of times they have the answer in their head sometimes already. So if you say something against their answer, they don't like it. There's like follow-up questions and stuff. So I don't know. I always find that pretty funny.
You got it right there. I think one of the most questions that I get asked is which phone is better. Now, I'll do a comparison and they'll be like, which phone is better? I'm like, there's no such thing as a better device. It depends on what's better for you because my personal preference is different to yours, right? Yeah. And then I actually made a little video saying what's the best smartphone, and the answer to that was after just kind of explaining it's what's right for you because right now, for example, my daily driver S6, right? I think it's great, but if battery life is your priority, then you're not gonna like it. But if the camera is your priority, like it is for me, and your screen and the build, then it's going to be a great phone for you. So it's going to be different. And if you're coming from an iPhone and you use the iOS, then you can just forget about it because a lot of iOS users, they just don't want to come onto Android and vice versa as well. So, what I mean? It comes down to your personal preference.
Yep. That's definitely. So we've got another question from @Babhair. And it's a question that we get asked every single show. Every guest gets asked this question. Is buying the S6 Edge and spending that little more money worth it? What do you think? Would you spend the extra money? I know it's different in the UK.
See, the thing is, in the UK, right, when I got the S6, it was £600, right? Okay. This is offline. I always get my phones offline. The S6 Edge was £700.
Ooh.
So, it's 64 versus 22. Am I echoing?
Yeah.
Is it on my side?
I don't know. Echo. Hello?
I'll mute myself. Hang on.
Echo?
Hello?
No echo. Yeah, it's Kevin's fault. It's your fault, man.
It's your fault.
Yeah, carry on, sir.
So So the difference, the price difference here, I mean, it was between the 32 and 64 gig version, but still £160 is a lot of money. You could potentially buy a budget device in that price. So for that reason, I went with the S6. If it was just $100, which is about £60, I think here is in the UK. I don't know, is it roughly £60 to £7?
Yeah.
Then I would have gone for the Edge, right? If it was that much of a difference. But it's just here, I think the difference is too. I think that gap has actually increased because the S6 has actually dropped in price here in the UK. In a lot of places that you can get it, whereas the S6 Edge is so for the price here in the UK, I would say go for the S6. In the price in the US, which I think is just $100, I would probably go for the S6 myself.
Oh, we're echoing like mad here. Are we still echoing? Yep. You are still echoing, right? Anyway, so what I would say is, I think sometimes when you're taking out contracts, the S6 and Edge are the same price on some tariffs, I've noticed. But if you're going to pay, then I would definitely agree that I wouldn't say it was worth the extra money, in my opinion. But then again, if you like the feel of the Edge, then I guess that's something you would have to decide on. Okay, so let me see. From another question from Twitter, from Jaden Basenf at SuperSaf, how long did it take to get you to where you are right now?
Ooh, interesting question. Well, I started creating videos in 2012, I think it was. Yeah, so about 3 years ago when I started creating videos. But I wasn't doing any. It was just completely a hobby. I wasn't expecting for the channel to do well or anything. Towards the end of I think 2012 is when I started taking it a little bit more seriously, and I think towards the end of 2012 is when I hit 5,000 subscribers, which was, like a big milestone for me. But yeah, so it to kind of establish, it took about say a year, and then to get to right now, it's taken probably about another 2 years on top of that. So in total, if we're looking at my channel, you're looking at roughly about 3 years.
That's not a long time, really. I mean, that's pretty good going. When you look at some other channels, you've definitely progressed well, man. Obviously, that echoes with the unique content stuff. If you make content that people will like, they will follow.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull up some more questions because, as I said, I had loads screenshot. It was getting a bit crazy during the week there. So let me see. 4K displays, are they just ridiculous or?
Oh, are we talking on a smartphone?
Yeah.
See, this is an interesting question because when everyone was on 720p phones, when they were talking about 1080p phones, everyone was like, "Oh, that's overkill." And then when they were talking about 2.5K displays, everyone's like, "That's going to be overkill." So right now, at this point, I think it's going to be overkill. But you can't predict because I love the display on the S6. If it had a 1080p display and better battery life, I would pick that. So it's not a priority for me. Resolution isn't a priority for me. Screen quality is a priority, but not resolution. So at this point in time, I do think it's overkill. Maybe in a few years' time, that will change.
Well, obviously Samsung doesn't think it's overkill because they are currently working on an 11K display. Sorry, I was echoing there. With 2,250 ppi, which is absolutely insane. Carry on.
I was going to say, it seems like Kevin wants to say something, but because his music.
Exactly. Right, Kevin, say something. We won't talk.
Yeah, I have to mute everything before I talk, unfortunately. I don't know what I was going to say. About the whole overkill thing. Yeah, so nothing's overkill because things progress with time. So as you were saying, me thinking about having a 1080p screen on my phone would have been overkill 3 years ago. Well, about 4 years ago. or me having 128 gigabytes on my phone. That would have been overkill a couple years ago. So things progress, and that's just the normal movement. But the problem is, the main problem is battery technology hasn't progressed, but yet the hardware has progressed. And I think that's the issue that we're running into now.
Yeah, I would agree. So the Note 5, Saf.
Yeah.
That's another question that's coming in. What would you like to see on the Note 5 in terms of compared to the S6, obviously?
See, I've got a feeling they're going to go with the S6 model, and we're not going to get expandable storage and removable battery. So I think that's what's going to happen, which is a little bit disappointing for me. But as long as the battery life's good, like it has been for the previous Note devices, then I think I wouldn't be too disappointed with it. I love the Note devices. For me personally, they're a little bit too big. I prefer something like the S6, this form factor. But yeah, I do think they are going to remove the expandable storage and the battery. But I'm still looking forward to it because I did find myself using the S Pen a lot with the Note 4 personally. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be implementing new with it on that side of things, but I know it's going to have a great camera. I know it's going to have a great screen. I know it's going to, have great battery life as well. So yeah, looking forward to it definitely.
What about you, Kevin? Do you want to see anything?
Yeah, I think that's all but confirmed as far as what SAF is saying. They're done with SD cards. They're done with removable batteries. I mean, they're making these sealed devices. They really want their phone to be like the iPhone, obviously. And they're trying to get their phone as thin as possible, but I think they felt like they pushed the limits a little too far. That's why the Active has a bigger battery. I think the Note 5 will have a bigger battery too, because they really took a black eye when it came to their design and their battery life on it, of course. But I've been predicting this for a while, and I could be wrong, but I think I think Samsung is going to have a cloud storage solution. I think they're really going to have some type of cloud storage built into their phone to like an optional purchase type of thing, since there's no SD card anymore. So I think they're really going to try to maximize on the whole cloud services, because Samsung has their hands in pretty much everything but that area, and I think they're going to have like a S drive or something like that or whatever. So
yeah. Okay, so I'm definitely looking forward to the Note 5. I'm a bit disappointed because I'll be attending IFA this year, and apparently Samsung has decided that they might drop the Note 5 before IFA, which kind of sucks. And the reason they're doing that is to try and beat out the 6S Plus. Did I say that right?
6 Plus.
6S Plus.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of disappointed about that, but whatever. So moving on, Saf. This is from JCVP11. Man, some of these names are insane. On video, when you're making videos, is audio more important than video?
I think both are as important as each other. I think if you've got good quality audio but your video is rubbish, then it's not really going to work. And same the other way around. I think you have to find a good balance of both, personally. But audio is very, very important. Now, that's something I think everybody doing video learns very early. You don't actually think of audio straight away when you're thinking about a video. It's all about the visuals. But then when you actually make something and the audio is rubbish, and then you realize, okay, hold on, I should have spent more time on the audio. I would say balance of both.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I could watch a video that I could watch a video that the video wasn't amazing, as long as the audio was crisp, because, well, as long as the information was good, obviously, but it's definitely, I think you have to find a balance, and I think a lot of YouTubers end up spending all their budget trying to buy the best camera they can, and totally forget about the audio equipment. So if you're starting out, then I would definitely have that balance, budget into, and buy good. Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper to get audio than it is to video. So I think you can spend $50 and get a decent audio microphone, or just even like a Blue Yeti microphone. So I mean, both are equally important. If you have a video with good audio and crappy visual, people are not going to watch it. And if you have a video with crappy audio, people are not going to watch it. So, I mean, they go hand in hand. When you get a camera, you should think about audio as well instantly. Really can't do one without the other. It's like peanut butter without jelly. You got to have both in the house. You know what I mean?
I hate peanut butter.
Oh,
See, he's Americans, man, and the peanut butter.
Off with your head, man. I can just take a scoop of peanut butter.
Do you like peanut butter, sir?
I don't mind it. I don't have it often, but I don't mind it. I as you probably have seen, I like a lot of food. So
you do that, man. You're like the connoisseur of food, man. Saf's Instagram, man. You browse through his Instagram and you're like instantly hungry. You're like, damn it, man.
Dude, do you not see that beard? He has to feed the beard, man.
Yeah, it takes a lot of maintenance. That's one of the secrets.
That needs protein. Needs protein. Okay, so I kind of lighthearted. We're probably going to need to round things up a little bit because Kevin's got to shoot off as well. So just a kind of light-hearted question. It comes from Ash again. I don't know if you've checked out, Saf, but the Batman and Superman trailer that dropped at Comic-Con.
Yeah. What
do you think, man?
It looks interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a huge Superman and Batman fan, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. I did quite like it. What about you guys?
I'm really torn between it, to be honest with you. I don't know about the Batman actor, to be honest, but it's one of them things. I suppose, like every film like this, once you go and see it, you probably love it and just want another one. But they're definitely building it up, that's for sure. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I'm not really big into comic books, but I do enjoy the movies. I've seen all the Avenger movies and all that stuff, so I love to see it. Kind of a side note, though, they're shooting the new Batman, whatever movie that is. They're shooting it down in Detroit, downtown. And my fiance works downtown, and I posted a picture on Twitter of the set. She walks by when she goes to work. She walks by the Batman set. Right. So that's pretty cool. They're shooting the next Batman in downtown Detroit. But I don't know. It's pretty cool, man. So
is that the new Batman? Is that in relation to Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm not really sure. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks good. That looks good. It's got Will Smith. Yeah.
So it's got an awesome cast. So that's another. There's so many good films due out in the next couple of years, man. I mean, plenty of films to look forward to. So. Okay, so wrap up time. Usually what happens is everybody gets the show floor. Say what you want. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be tech related. You can rap. You can bust a song. You can say what you like. So, Kevin, I'll let you start, brother.
No. Saf has to start, man. He's a guest of honor.
No, you start so I can get a feel for things.
Yeah.
I've not done one of these before.
All right. Okay. Cool. So 30 seconds. First of all, I want to wholeheartedly apologize for my audio issues. I was not echoing at all until 2:40. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know why 40 minutes into it I started echoing. So I do apologize for that. I plugged in these earbuds, and I think I fixed the issue. I was trying to go no headphones today. I was trying to raw dog this whole thing, but that didn't work out too well for me. So I do apologize for that. Saf, I want to let you know that I do appreciate your beard and all things beard-like. And you are now my beard mentor for life.
Okay, Saf, you're up, man.
Nice one. Thanks, guys, for having me in the show. It was good chatting about tech, which we pretty much do all the time, don't we? But it's nice to do it on this platform. It's not met Kevin before, so nice to meet you. I'm sure we'll be keeping in touch. And for everyone watching, if you've not seen some of my stuff before, do go ahead and check me out. It's technology videos. There is one beard video though. That's it, which Kevin's going to be watching. But yeah, so I'm SuperSaf everywhere. So go ahead, check out the content, Twitter, etc. All the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant, man. So I would just like to say thanks to Saf for coming on. It's been a pleasure. Been a long time follower of yours since the early days actually. So it's good to get on and have a chat as usual. I'll leave the links to Saf's channel down below in the description. So if you're watching this on a replay, I suppose you can go check them out. Kevin's channel will also be linked in the description as always, and you will either catch a replay on my channel or Kevin's channel, and we will be tweeting all that kind of stuff out. So, as always, guys, thank you very much, and we will catch you next week. Peace.
Cheers. See ya.
See ya.